Okay, so for this video, we're gonna revisit magic loop. So for this mitten, you can use DPNs, you can use a 40-inch long circular needle, and that's what I recommend for magic loop. So I have all my stitches on this needle. Half are on one side and half are on the other. That's usually how you would split them. And then the rule is you're always going to be knitting across the front stitches, but your yarn is coming from the back. So make sure your stitches are all set to go on the front needle, and then you're going to gently pull out the back needle. And that's the needle that you're going to use to knit the front stitches with. So your yarn is coming from the back when you start knitting in the front, and then you are going to use your now back needle that's pulled out to knit these front stitches. So you're going to, this first one is slip in the pattern. You want to give the first stitch kind of not too hard of a tug, but you definitely want to give it a tiny bit more tension than you normally would, and then continue knitting like you would with a DPN, except now you don't have all of those different points to change. So I'm just going to knit all the way across for this demonstration. I'm not knitting in pattern. I just want to keep it simple. So you get to the last stitch, and now the needle that you were just knitting on is now going to be the back needle. So you flip your work like a book. So now you just have to reorient your needles. The long one will now be put to the front. So I just push that thing through, and now your back stitches that you just knit, you're gonna pull the back needle out and begin knitting the front stitches. So just always remember that rule of you're always going to be knitting on the front of your work that's facing you. Your work will be coming from the back. Take care not to loop this over your work, just like you would if you're knitting in the round using DPNs. And then you just continue knitting. Give this a little bit of extra tension, but otherwise this should help you master magic loop.